All right, man. We're going to talk about the truth on LeBron James Game 4 performance. Now, I watched the game from start to finish. My bad. Yeah. I was shocked at what I seen, man. You know, LeBron is a passive player. So, seeing him coming out trying to get teammates involved, it don't surprise me anymore. You know, it used to in his younger days, but in his 15th year, him coming out passing the ball doesn't really shock me anymore. But what really shocked me was his overall demeanor and emotion. That was the shocker right there. That was where I was like, hold up, man. And if anybody who followed the NBA, it gave you that same feeling of the 2000, I want to say 11 finals against Dallas. Exact same feeling. If you remember watching that series versus the Mavericks versus the Heat, some of them games at the end just left you with a weird feeling because it's just like, you like, okay, you really just expected Miami to win because they had 3 All-Stars, so it's kind of hard in your mind logically for you to see Dallas, a small market team with one superstar in Dirk. It's kind of hard for you to fathom Miami losing. And towards the end of some of them games, after like game 3, 4, 5, and 6, you would just see Jason Terry knocking down threes, Dirk making clutch play after clutch play. And it wasn't just that, but you seen LeBron just like out of body, like he just wasn't there. His body was there, but overall him just wasn't there. And that's the same feel I got that game 4 against Golden State. It was just like LeBron body was there, but mentally you can tell he was in Philadelphia or Houston. I'm just going to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to cut straight to it. His body was in Cleveland for game 4. His body showed up. Mentally, he was in Houston or he was in Philly eating cheesesteak. And that's just simple. It's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no conspiracy, ain't all that. He just mentally wasn't into the game. And if you ever competed in anything in life, you can tell when your opponent or when a teammate is just mentally not there. Especially if you know what they're capable of. You know, even with yourself, you know, whenever you're doing something, whether it's a task or whether it's competing, working out, whatever it is, you can just tell when you're mentally not there. You can be physically going through the motions, but you can tell when yourself or someone is just mentally not there. It's a whole just different type of movement. And you can just tell LeBron it wasn't worse than Harden versus San Antonio, but it was, my bad to give y'all these flashbacks, but it's just, you know, to be honest with the new age generation, and I was born in 95, so I would guess this is kind of like my generation of players, but with these new age of generation, you know, mental weakness is something that's real, especially in our NBA and some of our top NBA players. Not saying that some players weren't mentally weak back in the day, but you see a lot of, and I'm talking about just from the elite players, you know, not your everyday players or your bench or your role guys, but from our elite players. From the last, I'd say 5 to 10 years or 5 to 7 years, we seen a lot of just games where the star players just literally out of it. Like they show up, they're running up and down the court, but they're just overall play, and not even that, their body language, they're just not competing. And that's basically what we got from LeBron. He didn't want to be there. And I'm like, you know, I play DraftKings, so I'm like, okay, if anybody play the showdown mode, you know, we got the new thing where you can pick a captain spot, and each point he get is 1.5 extra. So I threw LeBron in the captain spot. I'm like, it's potentially his last game in Cleveland. You know, logic would tell you that he's going to try to go off for at least a 40-point triple-double. And I'm watching the game, and it was just kind of obvious, man. I'll say even even I think from the tip, man. Like if you really can break it down, I think from the tip you can see that he wasn't there, man. He wasn't all the way there. No aggressiveness towards the rim. Defense, I wasn't expecting defense from him, but that was I don't know if his defense get any poor, but just lethargic, very lethargic feet movement, and just overall a lack of awareness. Really, his whole thing that game 4 was every possession. I'm trying to get out of here. Like you could just tell he wanted to just 40 more or 35 more minutes, 35 more minutes, 35 more minutes. Like he was just literally counting the clock. And it's kind of sad, man. It was sad to see because in the finals game, is most eyes are on the NBA at this time, man. Any NBA fan, this is one of the the best times to watch basketball because everything's on the line. And it's been a while, probably since 2011, where we seen such a bad performance from a top player in the finals. So y'all comment below, man. Let me know what do y'all think about LeBron James Game 4 performance, man. Do y'all feel like it was just, a case of bad luck or a case of shit happens, We all normal, we all have bad days. Are y'all leaning towards that way? Or do y'all agree with me that LeBron didn't want to be there? Maybe because free agency looming or just his overall disgust of the season, but I believe that their Game 4, man, he did not want to be there at all, man. So y'all comment, let me